Hmm?
Wise saying?
Subhashitam. The literal meaning is wise saying. Subhashitam. Wise saying. Now, Subhashitam in this case, it is presented as a shloka. A shloka is a poem. It's literally a poem. It is not a prose. And in poems, they are, in Sanskritam, the poems are to be sung. And each line here, see, there are two lines.
Yes.
Each line, they are supposed to be, the words in each line, they are supposed to be continuously uttered, like without pause in between. So, like, for example, Vidya dadati vinayam vinayadhyati patratam, like that.
Oh.
Now, the steps of understanding is Vidya dada. Now, then what we do after singing like that, singing means uttering the words without pause. Vidya dadati vinayam vinayadhyati patratam, like that. Now, after saying like that, then the next step to understanding is to break them into individual words, separate words. Now, then we get Vidya, Dadati, Vinayam, Vinayad, Yati, Patratam. Then the next step is Anvaya. The first step is singing, just saying it. Second step is breaking the words, which is called Padachhedaha, or Padachhedanam. Third step is Anvaya. Anvaya means rearranging the words in like a subject object verb. Subject object verb. Anukram means in that order. First Kartrupadam, Karmapadam, then any other words, and generally the verb at the end. So that's a Padanvaya. Anvayaha. Rearranging the words in that order. So if you don't rearrange, that is also fine. But generally, for easier understanding, we can rearrange the words in that order, how we generally speak. Then the next step is making, understanding the meaning of it. Since it is a one shloka, one verse, then we pronounce both the lines and then do the Padachhedanam, break the words in both the lines, and then Anvaya, rearrange the words using both the lines, words in both the lines. Sometimes there could be two Kriyapadas in a verse, or could be more. So overall, together, what are the sentences in that verse? So we understand them and rearrange the words. So sometimes there could be only one sentence together, both the lines. There could be two sentences or even more, depending on how many Kriyapadas are there. And then after the Anvaya, there will be last the meaning. So in this case, Vidya dadati vinayam vinayadhyati patra. So note that when I am saying vinayam, so there is an anuswara there. Right? So that is why it is not ma. Ma and anuswara ucharanam is different, correct?
Yes.
So it is not ma there. So that is why there is no pause. If we pause, then it becomes ma. Right? Vidya dadati vinayam. If we say like that, then there is a pause there. But the person who has written this, or in any verse like this, there is no pause. So you always see the anuswara, not ma there. So when the anuswara has to be pronounced, that means no pause. Vidya dadati vinayam vinayadyati patratam. Then patratva dhanam apnoti. And here there is a ma here. Even though there is a ma, there is a following it. So basically it is ma. It is not ma and a. So here also no pause is expected. Patratva dhanam apnoti dhanad dharmam tatas sukham. Here there is a dharmam and tatah. So here there is dharma, same thing. There is anuswara expected here. Anuswara expected means what? Not only writing, ucharanam also. So ma is not expected there. Dhanad dharmam tathas sukham, that is not expected. Dhanad dhanam tathas sukham, dharmam tathas sukham, like dharmam tathas sukham. That is one way of saying that. But when these dharmam, if you break it, it will become dharmam. That is a padachedanam. But when you say that closely with the next vyanjanam or consonant, it turns into anuswara, dharmam tathasukam, or because there is a ta here, it can become na also, dharmam tathasukam, right, like this. Dhana dharmam tathasukam. The ucharan can be, in this case, anuswara is expected, but if you pronounce it as a na, then you have to write it like this. So, dhana dharman tathasukam, that becomes na. Or if you are pronouncing it as anuswara, then this writing is fine. Dhana dharman tathasukam. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of each of this bhashitam? Where is the kriyapadam here?
Dadati.
Dadati, yati, apnoti, tatah.
Dadati, apnoti. Tatah is not kriyapadam.
Okay.
Dadati, apnoti. So, dadati and apnoti. So, there are two kriyapadams. That means possibly there are two sentences here. Another thing, just what I said before, that corollary, that in a verse there is no pause in between, which means if I actually write the line like this, Vidya dadati vinayam vinayadyati patratam, like this, everything without a space in between. This is also correct. This is also right. Vidya dadati vinayam vinayadyati patratam. This is correct. So there is no space. Space is not needed. And similarly, the second line also. So how do we know where there are two different words? That we have to know. We have to know just by looking at the words. Vidya, dadati, vinayam, vinayat. And this is actually true for prose also, not only poems. Whatever sentence you write, it is not necessary to put the space or the gap between two words. For example, here, atho likhitani padani upayujya apekshaya vakyani likhatu. Here, if I don't put the space in between, still it is fine, anywhere. So, that is how, by looking at the words, we can understand these are two different pada or words. Just for your information, in some actual, maybe old books at least, you might find no gap in between, even in the prose. So here with dadati, apnoti, two different verbs. What is the meaning of dadati?
Give.
To give, yields.
Gives. Apnoti.
Receive. Receive.
Receives, obtains. Apnoti. Apnoti is like prapnoti. Prapnoti is more popular. So, prapnoti, here we have upasarga, pra plus apnoti. Vidya dadati vinayam vinayad yati patratam patratvad dhanam apnoti dhanad dhanam. So, vidya dadati, this is the main sentence because vidya here is in the prathama vibhakti. So, prathama vibhakti is a kartrupadam. So, we have vidya dadati, means what?
Giving knowledge.
Giving
or sharing knowledge.
Not sharing. Dadati means giving, gives. So, vidya dadati, with knowledge gives.
Okay.
Knowledge, vidya is the knowledge, gives. So, now the question arises, what does it give? Kim dadati. Now we will have to look for the karma padam. Karma padam should be in the ditiya vibhakti. So, where is the ditiya now? Vinayam. So, vidya dadati vinayam. This is the sentence. Vidya. So, if you rearrange this, now that so we have identified the kartapadam, karmapadam, kriyapadam. So, now we can rearrange in the order of kartru, karma, kriya for easier understanding. So, we can say vidya vinayam dadati. So, vidya kim dadati, vinayam dadati. So, knowledge gives vinayam. What is vinayam?
Satisfaction.
Sorry?
Satisfaction.
No, not so. Anyone?
Does it mean humility?
Humility, humbleness. Vidya, vinayam dadati. When somebody has knowledge, at least it is supposed to give the humility, not the arrogance. Vidya vinayam dadati. Now, after obtaining the vinayam, what happens? Vinayad yati patratam. Now there is a yati also right here. This is also kriyapadam. Yati means gacchati. Vinayad patratam gacchati. Here, yati gacchati. Kaha gacchati? Question. Now, kaha gacchati is not, there is no word here. No, there is no answer for that. Vidya vinayam dadati. This is the full sentence. Vidya gives the humbleness or the humility. Now, what happens with the humility? Vinayat. What is the vibhakti here? Vinayat.
Panchami.
Panchami. So here the da is used, but actually it is a vinayat, right? Like ramat. Vinayah is pullinga. Vinayat is Panchami vibhakti. Here because of the sandhi, it is becoming the. Sandhi means joining two letters because they are closed. That's why we need to utter them, these words, continuously in a verse. Vidya dadati vinayam vinayadhyati patratam. So the plus ya, this is actually like the dya, like this only, vinayadhyati patratam. So here vinayat, panchami, vinayat yati patratam. So if you replace yati with gacchati, vinayat gacchati patratam. So again rearranging, this is patratam is which vibhakti?
Titiya.
Ditiya. What is the base word here? Patratam is the Ditiya. Ditiya vibhakti of which word?
Patrataha.
Yeah, correct. Patrata.
Okay, patrata.
Vidya dadati vinayam vinayad patratam gacchati. Patrata. What is patrata? Sorry. Patrata. What is patrata? Others, Mangala Bhagini.
Is it, does it mean the right way or the...
What is just the patra? Patra.
Character?
Worthy. Worthy.
Vardi. Patra. So we use patra for a vessel also, right? Like a
Container.
something holds something, water or anything. So this is like a vessel. So this is a patram. Why do we call it patram? Because it is able, worthy of holding something. This patra is
You become a receiver of something over there.
Yeah, receiver means because he is worthy of receiving, he can receive. That's why the worthy, patra, yogya. Patram. So patrata means yogyata. Worth. So what does it mean? Vinayat yati patratam. Vinayat, from or because of. So here Panchami is used in the sense of because or for the reason of. Because of that. In that sense it is used. Panchami can be used in that sense also.
Humility makes him a noble person, or...
Yeah. Yes. Humility, because of humility, here yati means gacchati. Gacchati is actually attaining or obtaining, right? Because when you use the word gacchati, balakaha gramam gacchati. So he is going, generally we translate it as going. Balaka goes to grama or village. But here what is happening actually? When he goes to grama, he is obtaining or he is attaining that grama. That's why you use gacchati, and because of attaining sense, grama is in the Dvitiya Vibhakti. Otherwise, if it is just going, then Dvitiya doesn't make much sense. So, balakaha gramam gacchati, so gramam yati. Yati means gacchati, means he obtains or he reaches. So vinayad yati patratam, because so Panchami Bhakti in the past we have seen in what sense it is used. It is used in the sense of yatha vrukshat parnam patati. So there vrukshat patati, there the because is not there. There is a separation there. Vrukshat parnam patati. Panchami Vibhakti used because there is a separation. Parna is separating from Vriksha. But it is also, Panchami Vibhakti is also used in the sense of reason or the because. Karanam, nimittam asti. Vinayad, because of Vinaya, one gets patratam, yogyata, worthiness. Now, one, who is one, that word is not here. That is to be understood. Whoever gets vidya, whoever has vidya, knowledge, he gets the vinayam, and that means vidya gives vinaya to him, and because of vinaya, because of the humility, he gets the yogyata. And then what the next? Patratvad dhanam apnoti means what? Patratvad dhanam apnoti. Patratvad, again, because of yogyata, because of worthiness, he gets apnoti. He obtains dhanam. Then dhanat dharmam. Here there is another break here. Dhanat dharmam apnoti. This is to be understood. Apnoti applies here also in this sentence, and this can be treated as another sentence with this same verb. Dhanat dharmam apnoti. From the money he obtains, apnoti obtains, dharmam. I don't know how to translate dharmam, so we just keep it as dharmam. Dhanat dharmam apnoti. Because of the dhanam, he gets dharma. He obtains dharma. Means he will be able to do some dharma karya and obtain dharma or punyam. Now, dhana. Usually, if the good people they use the dhanam, spend the dhanam on a dharma, not the papa karya, not the bad deeds, good deeds. Now, tatha sukham. This is another last part. Again, apnoti can be applied here also. Tatha sukham apnoti is the sentence. What is tataha?
Kind of means thus happiness, but
Yeah, sukham is happiness. He obtains happiness. Tataha means what?
So.
Huh?
So.
Here, tataha is actually tasmat.
Likewise?
No, tasmat. Tataha is actually tasmat, Panchami.
Because of all that, he'll be happy.
Yeah.
But tata means because of all that?
Not all that, because of that.
Because of that. Oh.
Just tasmat. Tataha, just replace that with tasmat. The another form of tasmat is tataha. Like I think we saw sometime back. Did we see like taha, grahataha, nagarataha agacchati, grahataha agacchati. Did you see that or not? I don't remember.
Yes, we had the.
Vimanasthanakataha agacchati.
Yes.
Vimanasthanakataha vahanam gacchati. So that where the sthanakataha grahataha mitram agacchati means what? Grahataha means gruhat mitram agacchati. So this taha ending means it is actually Panchami. So tasmat means from there, because of that. So Panchami also, as you see, it means because. So because of that, sukham apnoti, he gets happiness. Because what? Because dharma. Dharma, where there is a dharma, there is a sukha. So these are like a chain. Vinaya, from vinaya, patrata, yogyata. From patrata, yogyata, you get dhanam. From dhanam, Dharma, from dharma, sukha. So, like that. It's called chain. Okay, any question if you have on the last year's homework? Okay. Dvayam prayogaha. Nirmala Bhagini, and I think your question or your homework is being reviewed on the group. So I think there are some answers there. You can check that.
Now, got the mistakes.
Basically, your sentence formation, I mean, what you want to say is correct, but some Vyakarana issues are there. Like basically, I have seen mainly the Visheshya and Visheshana Lingam has to match. Like when you say Balika and we want to use Krusha. Krusha is a Visheshanam now, Visheshana Padam. Now the Balika is Strilinga, then we have to apply the same Lingam to that Visheshanam also. So then we have to use Krusha, not Krusham. Balika Krusha, Balika Sthula. So if you change it to another, say Vishwam, Vishwam is an Apunsaka Lingam. So Vishwam Sthulam, Bruhat, Vishalam, Vishwam, Visha. If it is again a Strilinga, like Shala, Shala means a hall, Shala, Vishala, Bruhati. So the Lingam also has to change. So that. So Dvayam Prayogaha, use of Dvayam. In Sanskritam, we have 3 Vachanam, 3 numbers. Ekavachanam, Dvivachanam, Bahuvachanam. So if I say, and we know this, we have seen this in the Vibhakti Koshtaka, that Rama Shabda, for example, we have the Rama Shabda, Ramaha, Ramo, Ramaha, Ram, Ramam, Ramo, Ramaha. There is a Dvivachana is there, Dvivachana column is there. So it means if there is one object, we use the Ekavachana form. If there are 2 objects, we use the Dvivachana form. If there are many objects, there are more than 2, we use Bahuvachana form in the proper Vibhakti. Now, with this Ekavachana, Dvivachana, Bahuvachana, the Kriyapada also has to have the same Vachanam. If this is a Kartrupadam, for example, Balakaha Vidyalayam Gacchati. So one boy is going to Vidyalaya. So if there are 2 boys going, then we have to use the Dvivachana form, Balakau, like Ramo, Balakau Vidyalayam. Now it can't be Gacchati because Gacchati is a singular Ekavachanam. So we need to use this Dvivachana form of the Kriyapadam also. So here in the present, lat means present tense here. The present tense Dvivachana form we have to use. So Balakau Vidyalayam Gacchataha. Can use that. And if it is Bahuvachanam, Balakaha Vidyalayam Gacchanti. So Bahuvachanam also we know. Balakaha Vidyalayam Gacchanti. That is for the Kartrupadam. The Kriyapadam has to match. Kriyapadam doesn't have to match with the other nouns in a sentence. Karma, it has to match with the Kartrupadam. what is the vachanam. And lingam doesn't matter here because kriyapadas do not have lingam in this language. Okay, that's fine. But there is an alternate way in place of using dvivachanam. If you want to avoid this dvivachanam and take a shortcut, there is this word called dvayam. Dvayam means pair or a couple, pair. So we can use this dvayam with the attached to a noun. And when we use dvayam, when we attach this dvayam to a noun, then it becomes a singular, because pair, when we say pair, a pair of socks, a pair of boys, a pair of stars, when we use that, a pair of stars, then a pair, the kriyapada we use in that sentence becomes singular, right? Because a pair is a singular, it is just one unit together. A pair of socks, give me a pair of socks, or a pair of socks falls, right? Pair of socks falls. A pair of stars is shining. Like that. A couple of fruits. So we use that the dvayam in a similar way here. Ekaha purushaha asti on the left side. And what is on the right side?
Purushadvayam asti.
Purushadvayam. So what is done here, in place of purushaha, we are using purushadvayam. Okay, just adding dvayam there. Ekaha purusha asti, purushadvayam asti. So this purushadvayam, purushaha is an independent word here. It is a pullingam, ekavachanam, and pratama vibhakti. Whereas here, it is a purushadvayam, is a independent word. It is one word now. That visarga is gone there. In place of visarga, we just use the base word of that purusha, which is pratipadikam, and we use purusha and add dvayam. So here purushadvayam becomes napumsakalingam. Napumsakalingam singular, ekavachanam. And it is used here in pratama vibhakti. Obviously it can be in any other vibhakti depending on how it is used in a sentence. Here it is used as a kartrupadam. So we use it as in pratama vibhakti. So purushadvayam asti. Ekah purusha asti, purushadvayam asti. Right? Means a pair of purusha, men. A pair of men is there. That means if we do not need to use the dvivachanam form of the kriyapadam also here. Because it is a pair, we use the ekavachana form of the kriyapadam here. Then eka balika asti, second one. Then here, same thing, balika, you take the base word of this and add the dvayam. Balika dvayam asti, a pair of girls. Ekam phalam asti, take the base word again. Just a phaladvayam asti. Simple, right?
It is. Is it like a compound word?
Yeah, compound word, correct. It's compound word. But this, since we are using dvayam, it is an napumsakalinga. Now, here in these examples it is used in the prathama vibhakti, which is a kartrupadam. But actually it can be used in any other vibhakti depending on the role, and it remains in the napumsakalingam. For example, if I want to say, I am looking at a pair of pictures, let's say. So what is the sentence here? I am looking at a pair of pictures.
I am looking.
I am looking at a pair of pictures.
Aham chitradvayam pashyami.
Sundaram. Chitradvayam pashyami. Done. So use chitradvayam. Now what is the chitradvayam? Is it a kartapadam, karmapadam, or a karanam? What is the vibhakti here?
Dvitiya.
Dvitiya. Dvitiya, right? So this is not a kartrupadam. We are using it as a karmapadam. Aham chitradvayam pashyami.
Mahodaya, the two girls is balika dvayam. It becomes napunsakalinga, you said.
Yeah.
So if two girls are going to a nadi, nadi is strilinga. So what happens?
What happens? So two girls, if you want, two.
Nadi is strilinga, right?
Yes, yes. So two girls, a pair of girls, let's say, a pair of girls goes to a nadi. So balika dvayam we have gacchati, obviously. Gacchati because it is a singular, because dvayam is the kartrupadam here. Balika dvayam, pair of girls going. Nadi
Nadya?
No, nadim. Ditiya, we want Ditiya because gacchati. Gacchati needs a karma padam, correct?
Right.
This is a karma padam. Balika dvayam nadim gacchati. So gacchati, nadi remains as a strilingam. It is not used with the dvayam anyway. They are not going to two nadis. It is a strilingam. So
What would happen if you said the river gave water to the girls? Would we change the dryam to a different tense?
Different tense.
So like you wanted it to say to the girls, the dryam, would it change at the ending? Would it change for the idea of to, or does it always stay dvayam?
No, it will not stay dvayam. It is like phalam. It is not avayam. It is like phalam.
Okay.
It is like napumsakalinga and gets all the vibhakti rupas.
It does change the vibhakti. Okay, thank you.
So what was your sentence?
Oh, the river gave water to the girls.
Okay, let's do that. The river gave water to the girls. River, what is the sentence? First, we can start with the kriya padam. Gave.
Gave. Darati.
Dadati, gives.
Dadati, gives.
Gives. What about gave? Bhutakala, you can use the krudanta.
So what did I do wrong?
No, dadati is a present tense. You want past tense, right? We want past.
I want that. Well.
Okay, let's start with the present tense first. Dadati. Okay, dadati.
Yeah. And then
dadati
nadi.
gives. Nadi.
Nadi. Okay. And then water, jalam.
Jalam. Just be mindful of the vibhakti. Correct? Is it correct vibhakti here? Prathama, Dvitiya. What is expected?
Oh, I thought that was right. Okay, let me find out. Is it? I think it still is. Isn't jalam neuter?
Yeah, neuter, correct. So this is Ditya Vibhakti, correct. This
So
is right.
okay.
Nadi jalam dadati. To
the girls. So is that going to become a feminine ending or a neutral ending or a masculine ending, or does it matter?
No, it matters, but it depends on the word. Which word you want to use here?
The balikayam balika dvayam.
Balika dvayam. Balika dvayam is a neutral word. This doesn't change the gender. Now we have to apply the correct vibhakti here.
So it would be the fourth.
As per the phala, phala is a new or jala, neutral word. Like that, balika dvaya is also napunsaka. So now, but we want to say to a pair of girls.
So we would.
Which vibhakti is to be?
Dvaya yaya.
Anybody?
Chaturthi, Balikaya, 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 Balikaya.
What is the Chaturthi Vibhakti of phala?
Oh, phala.
Phalaya.
Phalaya.
Balika dvayaya.
Dvayaya.
Balika dvayam. Balika dvaya is the base word, like phala. And then you add the aya for the Chaturthi Vibhakti.
Can you say it really slowly? The ending. Dvayaya.
Balika dvayaya.
Dvayaya. Okay. Yeah. Got it. Thank you.
But sorry, in the previous example, I just have a question. We use Nadim as the Dvitiya, but we are saying that going to, why would we not use Saptami like as?
Yeah, so we used Gachati, right?
Yes.
We used Gachati. What are the
I think it was
this doesn't go anymore back. Balika dvayam
Nadim Gachati. So I was thinking, why would it not be Nadyam?
Nadyam, not Nadyam. Because if it is Vidyalaya, how do you use? Balakaha, Vidya. If it is Vidyalaya, how do you use? What is the word here?
Vidyalayam.
Vidyalayam. Why is it Vidyalayam? What is the vibhakti here? Vidyalayam? Dvitiya. Why is it? Dvitiya. Why is it Dvitiya?
Karma Padam.
Karma Padam. Karma Padam, yes. Why is it Karma Padam? Karma Padam depends whether the Karma Padam is needed or not, depends on the Kriya Padam, right? What kind of Kriya Padam is there, whether it is transitive or intransitive, Sakarmaka or Akarmaka. If it is Sakarmaka, transitive, then Karma Padam is expected there. If it is Akarmaka, intransitive, then Karma Padam will not come in a sentence. Like Balaka Dhavati, so there is Akarmaka. And if it is intransitive, no Karma Padam. So here Gachati, Gachati goes, in Sanskritam, Gachati or Gam Dhatu is Gamya. It is a Sakarmaka Dhatu, or it is a transitive verb. It needs a Karma Padam. So, as we were talking about discussing the Subhashitam, there, Vinayad Yati Patratam was there. Yati. In that place, I explained, you can substitute that with Gacchati. And Gacchati in Sanskritam is used in the sense of attaining or obtaining or reaching, not going. Literally translation is reaching. Means he is reaching something, he is obtaining something. When he reaches, he obtains that, right? He gets it. In that sense, Gaccha is used, not just walking, not in the walking sense. Walking is Chalati. Chalati is Akarmaka in Sanskrit also. He is just walking with his feet. But Gaccha, when Gaccha is come, it is just not walking. He is walking as a result here. Result means he is obtaining something. So that is why the Karma Padam is needed. So wherever there is a Gacchati, Karma Padam, wherever he is going means whatever he is obtaining as a result of going, walking, that becomes the Karma Padam. So Balika Dvayam Nadim Gacchati means he goes to, in English if you translate, become goes to, but in Sanskritam it goes to means what? He, as a result, he reaches there. He is not walking in the water, right? He is not walking, this pair, Balika Dvayam, is not walking in the water. They are walking and reaching the Nadi. That's why we need a Karma Padam. And Karma Padam has to be in the Ditya Bhakti. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
So there are some examples here. You can, as a homework, you can take simple. There is wherever Kandaka, Kandaka Dvayam, Mahila, Mahila Dvayam, Lekhani, Lekhani Dvayam. So there is nothing. Should be simple here. Something. Next one is Yatra Tatra. Yatra Suryah Bhavati, Tatra Dinam Bhavati. This is again, this Yatra and Tatra, they are used together in a sentence. Means where there is something, there is something. So now we are starting a series of such word pairs. Which look like this, similar pattern. We will see that in the next, when we study the other pairs also. Yatra Tatra means we want to say where there is something, there is something else. For example, Yatra Suryah Bhavati, Tatra Dinam Bhavati. So what does this mean? Where there is sun, Tatra Dinam Bhavati. This is a literal translation. There day happens. Or you can say there, where there is sun, there is dinam. Dinam means daytime. And the second sentence is Yatra Chandraha Bhavati, Tatra Ratri Bhavati. Where there is moon, there is night time. Ratri is night time. So we already know the Tatra, right? Tatra. Just the Tatra we know. Tatra means there. Tatra, Tatra kim asti, Tatra kim asti. I can see a car from here. Tatra vahanam asti. Tatra kim asti, Tatra vatayanam asti. Tatra asanam asti. So we know tatra means there. That can be used in independently also. Also, what is the question for tatra? Question word?
Kutra?
Kutra. So the question word starting with ka, like kaha, kim, ka, kena, kutra, kutaha. Kutra, that is a question word. So we can ask the question, kutra vasati bhavati. So I can say, aham tatra vasami. Kutra, किम् अस्ति, कुत्र कार्यालयः अस्ति, कार्यालयः तत्र अस्ति, कार्यालयः नगरे अस्ति. Kutra is the actual question, but here we are using yatra, not kutra. Right? Yatra is not a question word. We are saying yatra chandra bhavati. Where there is moon, there is night time. We are not. This is a statement. We are not asking a question. There is a difference between kutra and yatra. For all those question words like kutra, kaha, ka, kim, or kutaha, all the question words, there is a corresponding word with starting with ya. Like this, for kutra we have yatra, and this turns that a sentence into a statement, not a question. If it is straight question, then we use that word starting with ka, kutra, kaha, etc. But if you want to make it as a statement, then we use yatra, or ya, starting with ya. Yatra durjanaha bhavanti, or yatra durjanaha santi, tatra sajjanaha na bhavanti. Where there are wicked or bad people, there good people won't be there. Fourth one. Girija Bhagini can read the rest of them. Fourth one, Girija Bhagini. Hello. Okay. Mangala Bhagini.
Mahodaya, Girija Bhagini has some problem with her computer.
Okay.
Can I read?
Yeah.
Yatra ichha bhavati, tatra margah bhavati. Yatra ichha, where there is a will, there is a way. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yatra bhavan gacchati, tatra aham agacchami. Yatra arakshakah gacchati, tatra tasya shunakah gacchati. Yatra mitrata bhavati, tatra sukham bhavati. That's nice. Yatra bhavati gayati, tatra janaha agachanti. Yatra matsyah bhavati, tatra dhivarah gacchati. Yatra sarovarah asti, tatra bakaha vasanti. Yatra himapatah abhavat, tatra aham nagatavan. Yatra shikshakah patitavan, tatra chatrah upavishtavan.
Yatra shikshakah patitavan.
Oh, patitavan.
Tatra chatrah upavishtavan.
Patitavan means teacher is teaching.
Where the teacher taught, there the student sat down. So in this yatra tatra is a statement, and you see there are actually two verbs, two kriya padas in each sentence, right? Because we want to say when something, where something is there, something else is there. So there are two parts, two sentences here. So yatra matsyah bhavati tatra dhivaraha gacchati. Matsyah is meenah or a fish. Tatra dhivaraha. Dhivara is a matsyagrahakah or dashaha. Matsyagrahaka, fisherman. Dhivara, fisherman goes. Sarovara bakaha. Himapata abhavat tatra aham na gatvan. Himapata, snowfall. Where snowfall happened, there I did not go. Nirmala Bhagini, can you give some your own example from this? Not from this, from your own example using yatra and tatra. Yatra yatra raghunatha kirtanam tatra tatra krutamastakāñjali. Remember?
Yatra भक्ताः भवति.
कः भवति?
Not bhakta. I want to say guru and shishya.
यत्र गुरु भवति.
गुरु भवति तत्र शिष्य भवति.
So यत्र गुरु भवति तत्र शिष्यः भवति. Yeah, these are common. Yatra tatra. One was a shloka there. Yatra yatra raghunath kirtanam. Or yatra naryasu pujjante ramante tatra devata. Manusmriti.
यत्र मधुरम् अस्ति तत्र पिपीलिका. What is that? Irve Mahodaya? And
Pipilika.
Tatra, where there is sugar, there are ants. That's what I want to say.
Yatra madhuram asti tatra pipilika bhavati. Pipilika gacchati.
Pipilika gacchati.
न केवलं पिपीलिका, अहमपि गच्छामि. यत्र मधुरम् अस्ति तत्र अहमपि पिपीलिका. By that logic.
Mahodaya, you said for kutra yatra, so for ka it will be ya.
Yeah.
And kena yena.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So we'll see those examples in the next lesson here. So here some abhyasa again is on the similar. Adho likitani padani upiche yatra tatra vakyani likatu. So similar to you did for apekshaya here. Parishramah deepaha ushnam mitram rukshaha sheetam sukham. These are given here. So which are like related yatra, wherever something is there, something else will be there. So logically make sentences. For example, yatra deepaha bhavati tatra kim bhavati? Prakasha bhavati, right? Prakasha. Where there is a deepa or a lamp, there is a prakasha, light. There will be light. Like this, you can join, make sentences with yatra tatra using that list of words. And similarly in this table also you can join. Yatra nagaram asti, tatra janaha bhavanti. Example. Yatra asha asti, tatra kim bhavati?
Dukham.
Dukham. Asha means
expectations, hope.
Desire.
desire.
Tatra dukham. The pronunciation is not dukham. There is a visarga in between, and that visarga has to be, because it is a single word, has to be pronounced like half visarga. Dukh, dukh, dukham, dukham. Not as a separate visarga also, like dukham, not like that. Dukham. Just after yatra we have. So yatra, tatra, remember, note that these are avaya words. They don't, like kutra is also avayam. It doesn't change the vibhakti, vachana, lingam. Yatra, tatra. Now next one is yada, tada, just pair. Yada, tada, these are also avayam. Doesn't change. So this is, yatra, tatra was about the location. Where this is there, something is there. Now yada is like the time. When, then. Yada, this is again the question word for this was kada. Right? Kada surya bhavati, surya pratah kale bhavati. Now we want to make it like a pair here. When, then. Then we use yada statement. Yada surya bhavati, tada dinam bhavati. Previously we had similar one. Yatra surya bhavati, tatra dinam bhavati. Where there is surya, there is daytime. Now here yada. When there is surya, then there is daytime. Kala vishi. Yada surya bhavati, tada dinam bhavati. Similarly, other ones, Nirmala Bhagini, you want to finish? Next 6.
यदा लोकयानं चलति तदा शब्दः भवति. यदा अहं कार्यं करोमि तदा श्रमः भवति. यदा भवान् आगच्छति तदा सन्तोषः भवति. यदा प्रभातः भवति तदा कुक्कुटः कूजति. यदा नायकः वदति तदा जनाः शृण्वन्ति.
Any question here about any meaning? I think. Now, kukkutaha means?
Yeah, number 5. Explain, Mahodaya.
Yada prabhatah bhavati. Tada kukkutaha.
Morning, the cocks.
Say that again. Jayama.
Yeah, whenever it is morning, the cocks chant, I think.
Yeah. Kujati means it coos.
Coos, yeah.
Yada means whenever. When there is a morning time, that time, then tada means then, that time, kukkutaha, cock, kujati, coos. Cock or the rooster, I think. Yada nayaka vadati tada jana shrunvanti. Similar next pair is yatha tatha. So yatha tatha, these are also avayam. How, this is a statement, example, yatha kurmaha chalati, tatha bhavan chalati. Kurma is turtle. Yatha means how, like that. How a turtle walks, you act like that. Yatha tatha. Yada tada, do you remember any other sentence? Any other sentence you want to make? Yada tada.
Oh, that's funny. How it's
Veena Bhagini. Yada tada. When then?
When then?
Using this pair, can you make a sentence like this? Yada surya bhavati tada dinam bhavati, like this. Can you make your own sentence?
Yada thunder. I don't know what's the name. Thunder. when there is thunder, there's going to be rain. Yada.
Thunder is like your sound, right? Thunder sound. So you can say garjanam. Yada garjanam, or if you don't exactly know, then you can use still shabda. Yada shabda. Garjanam. Garjanam is roar or thunder. Garjanam or shabda. Or megha is for cloud. You can combine these words and say megha garjanam. Yada megha garjanam athva megha shabdah bhavati tada
The rain.
rain. What is rain? Vrishtihi. Vrishtihi bhavati. Or you might also know this verse like from Bhagavad Gita, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata tada atmanam srijamyaham. Here also yada tada. यथा तथा यथा कूर्मा चलति तथा भवान चलति यथा भवती गायति तथा अहम न गायामि. This is another example. यथा अश्वः धावति तथा गजः न धावति. यथा रामः वदति तथा रमेशः कार्यं करोति. As Rama says, तथा like that Rama does his work. Ramesh. यथा गणेशः लिखितवान् तथा मालती न लिखितवती. Any question on this? यथा तथा. Okay, Jay Moday, want to form a sentence with yatha tatha?
Okay, come up with
No sentence? Yatha tatha. Anyone else?
I'll do one.
Yatha Bhavan Sanskritam vadati tata aham na vadati.
Aham na vadami.
Vadami. Oh, yeah.
Aham.
Na vadami.
Anyone else? Yatha tatha. Ma Sharda, you had something?
Yeah, I'll try. Yata Swamiji Tata Pujari.
So what are the first word? Yatha?
Yata Swamiji.
Oh, Swamiji.
Pujati. Tata Acharya Pujati.
Okay. So we don't use G here in Sanskritam, just Swami. Yatha Swami. Yatha Swami pujayati tatha Acharyah api pujayati. Yeah, good. Now, generally, if you want to say like that.
I have a question. In English, we say like father, like son. So that cannot be with yatha tata.
Yeah, it can be. Yatha. Yeah. Like we have yatha raja tatha praja. Remember?
Correct. Yes.
Right. Yatha raja tatha praja. Yatha pita tatha putraha. There is one more pair here. So all these pairs, remember what, at least in this part, they are avyayam. Like we started with yatra tatra, yada tada, yatha tatha. Now we have yavat tavat. Yavat tavat. Here means comparison or until. Like for example, yavat ashokasya lekhanam sundaram tavat rameshasya nasti. Now here you can use yatha also. Yatha tasya lekhanam asti, ashokasya lekhanam asti, tatha rameshasya lekhanam nasti. Tatha rameshasya, that also we can use. But here it is used like yavat ashokasya. Now this yavat tavat, they are used in multiple senses. Now sometimes comparisons, sometimes like until. Yavat ashokasya lekhanam sundaram means as Ashoka's writing is beautiful, like tavat rameshasya nasti. Up to that mark. Tavat means here we are using up to that mark. It is not up to that mark. Tavat rameshasya lekhanam sundaram nasti. Now, yavat tamraphalam madhuram bhavati, tavat sevaphalam madhuram na bhavati. Again here comparison. Up to that mark, it is not there. Now the next one is yavat samudre jalam bhavati, tavat nadyam jalam na bhavati. Again, comparison. Means up to that mark, it is not there. It doesn't match that level. The next one is, last one is yavat bhavati pathati tavat aham atra tisthami. Here it is in the until sentence. Tavat. Yavat bhavati pathati means as long as you read tavat aham atra tisthami, until that time I stay here. So for example, yavat urshti bhavati tavat aham atra tisthami. That also can, as long as it is going to rain, I am going to stay here. Okay, any question? Okay. Next part uses sambhashanam. It's actually abhyasa. So here, yada tada yatha tatha yavat, there is a ta is missing here. Ta. Yavat tavat padani upayujya. Complete the sentence. Okay, yada tada yatha tatha. Using these words. Okay. Mitra Samira kathamasti bhavan mama graham kada agacchati girishah vadati kshamyatam dash dash grahe bandhavaah santi dash dash aham agantum na shaknomi. So which one will fit here in this? Which pair? Yavat tavat? Or yada tada?
It could be any one of it, Mahodaya.
Yeah, so yada tada, because here yatha tatha is not suitable. Yada tada could be yada grahe bandhava santi tada aham agantum na shaknomi. When there are relatives bandhavaha santi tada, then I am not able to come. But I would rather use yavat tavat, means until. As long as grahe yavat, as long as grahe bandhavaha santi, relatives are there, tavat, until that time aham agantum. tum we saw before, like patitum, gantum, agantum. Agantum na shaknomi. I can't come. Then the next one is bhavatah bandhavaha kada nirgachanti. When do your relatives go away? Here we have a question. So we used kada. Note that where there is a straight question, we are using ka. Like katham asti. Katham, how are you? Then kada, where are you? No, mama graham kada agacchati. When are you coming? Not where. Kada, when. Then we have kada.
The answer should have yada tada.
Not necessarily. Because he wants to say, as long as they are there, I am not going to come. Or you can use yada also. That's what I say. You can use yada. But, your preference. Then, bhavata bandhava kada nirgachanti. When do they go away? Here, dash dash. Which one is? Which one you use here?
Should it not be yavat tavat this one too? Yavat tavat.
Okay, so what does the yavat mean here? Yavat suryastha bhavati tavat te nirgachanti. Means as long as.
As long as the sun
sets.
Until then.
So here yada tada is better here. Yada suryastha bhavati tada te nirgachanti. When sunset happens, then they go away.
If we use yavat surya yavat, then it should be yavatah na bhavati. Yavat suryastah na bhavati. It should be like that. If we use yavat, then it should be na bhavati.
The volume is low, so I'm trying to understand. What is your question? Yavat?
Yeah, for that Girishah dash suryastah bhavati. Suppose we want to use yavat, then the sentence can be yavat suryastah na bhavati. Like that it should be.
No, if you want to use na.
Yeah,
if you want to use na, then in negative sense. Yada suryastha bhavati tada te nirgachanti. He knows that. So then if you want to use yavat, that's good one. So if you want to say na, yavat suryastha na bhavati tavat te na nirgachanti. Yeah, good. Means as long as the suryastha doesn't happen, they don't go away. Until that time, they don't go away. Good. You can use na. Yeah. The next one. Kaha bhavan chitramandiram gatavan kim? Did you go to Chitramandiram movie theater? Aham Chitramandiram gatavan chalana Chitramandiram drashtavan. And katham asit chalana chitram? How was it? No? Which one? Dash dash chintatavan dash dash na asit.
Yatha tatha. Yatha tatha.
Yatha tatha. Correct. Yatha chintatavan tatha na asit. Means what? Yatha tatha. I mean the way I thought it was, in that way it was not there. The Chalana Chitram, the movie. The next one. Tata bhojanalayam gatavan kim? Note that. Tataha means here coming in the Panchami. Tata. Tasmat. Tata means afterwards, after that thing. Bhojanalayam gatavan kim? Did you go to Bhojanalayam? Here also note, because there is a gatavan, gam dhatu is there, Bhojanalayam is coming in Ditiya. Vibhakti, karma padam. Tataha Bhojanalayam gatavan kim? Did you go to what is that? Restaurant from there? Maheshaha gatavan kim tatra? There are two questions. Did Mahesha come there? Now here, aham So, aham bhojanalayam gatavan dash aham bhojanalayam praptavan dash tatra mahesha na asit. So here yatha tatha yada tada yavat tavat. Which one?
Yada tada.
Yavat tavat, I think.
No, yada is better, right? Yada aham bhojanalayam praptavan tada tatra mahesha na asit. So when I reached there, this restaurant, there Mahesha was not there at that time. Yada. Then dash mahesha na agatavan dash aham bhojanam na khaditavan. So here, as Nirmala Bhagini was saying, we can use yavat. Yavat mahesha na agatavan tavat aham bhojanam na khaditavan. Until he came, I did not eat. Then dash saha agatavan dash ratri bhavat. Again, you can use yada here. Yada saha agatavan tada ratri bhavat. When he came, it became night. Samira dash vayam chintayama dash sarvam na bhavati. Yatha vayam chintayama tatha sarvam na bhavati. Astu dash bandhava nirgachanti dash punah bhashanam karomi. Okay. Here yada, right? Yada bandhavaha nirgachanti tada punah bhashanam karomi. Astu mitra shubhadinam. All right, friend. Shubhadinam. Have a good day. Okay, so probably I think
Mahodaya, this will not be there for homework. We have already done it, right?
Yeah. Yes, end of the previous ones. We can stop here, and I think we are almost reaching the end. We can probably able to finish it in the next week or maybe a couple of weeks. Okay, so we can stop here today. Adya viramamah. Agrima saptahe punarmilamah. All right.